Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay
everyone?
calm.
What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Wait.
Everybody just calm down.
Help!
Here,
Oh,
take my hand.
ah!
Come on. You're gonna fall unless you take my hand.
No, give me your other hand.
Oh, my other hand isn't strong enough. You take my little hand.
No, get it away from me!
Take it. Take my
After a big afternoon of shopping, there's nothing better than some Mexican food and a nice little drink. Come on down and enjoy a nice Mexican fiesta.
Guess what? We took everything you love about the Bloomin' Onion and created a menu you've never seen before.
Let me hear you say, Bloom, there it is. Bloom, there it is.
This bloomified menu starts at $13.99 and it's gonna blow your bloomin' mind.
Was my mic muted that whole time? Or it just popped up and said it was muted. I said good morning. I don't know if you heard that. And I think I knocked it. That's what happened. It doesn't like when I touch it. I'm going to put that over there a little bit. When is the Forward fan art book dropping? I probably still have all that saved. That was all collected. I don't know how it came about. Someone just drew a picture of me and I just shared it and said, anyone wants to draw a picture of me with a giant forehead, go for it. And a lot of very talented people did. And then Rob did it. So it was them as well. View from the top. This is Ella in her cage. And this is me in my glass cage of emotion. I am struggling with colors at the moment. I don't know what it is, but nothing is working the way I want it to. It is annoying the hell out of me. But I have a plan of what I want to do to kind of dig my way out of this hole I find myself in. So I'm going to start that process today and just do what I know how to do, because I've been experimenting, trying new things. Some of it works, most of it doesn't. And you're here to join me on that journey today for an hour or so. First, ask Mo. No, Mo is not first. Never first, says Mo, but he does hail the chat. Hail the Golden Wrench. Jolly Green, no. He will accept the responsibility and lead you all today. Up there from the front, Dr. Mask Retro Elixir. Do you have a link to your sign-up page, Dr. Mask? He's got a cool book. I do believe Christian Rossi drew it, which is very impressive. Creative Welshman missed his chance again. Oh, well. It be what it be. But great to see you here. What's up, Prater? What's up, Cranberry Langes? Take my small hand. You know they're making a new scary movie? They just made a new Scream, so of course I have to make a new scary movie. What's up, Dave? I still have to read the rest of Perfect 10. Maybe that's what I can do this week, actually. A little Perfect 10 video. The full thing. Well, not spoil the whole thing, but you know what I mean. Who else do I spy in here? K-pop junkie. I was muted. Well, I said good morning. I said it was a miserable Friday morning. Rain and general muckiness. But apparently it's going to be nice this afternoon. So we'll see. I'm struggling with colors, says Mo. Nothing is working out the way I want it to. Sounds like an autobiography from another artist, one from Austria. Yeah, part 2. Was that the one that started with, oh, what's his name? That really based actor. He's on the toilet. And he's like, oh, help me to release this demon. That was the peak. It didn't get any better than that. Rain is cozy. You are correct. But I've had enough of it. It's been a very long winter. And I'm ready for the summer. Actually, not really ready for the... I just want spring. But it seems like spring isn't coming. Hello, Amanda. Great Amanda B. Yeah, that one. Yeah. That's a good one. He's in the mashed potato. Here, let me feed you. I saw the first time I saw that movie. This is how old it is. It was it's on VHS, I reckon, and it had been dubbed. You know, probably been camcorded from a theater. It was terrible, but it was so good. And I watched it over and over and over again. All right, so I'm not really happy with the red highlights. They're kind of pink. I don't know what to do about it yet, but I will figure it out. Look, Phil just joined on Instagram. I finally remembered to live stream to Instagram again, and then Phil pops his head in. I saw the prints. Phil has shared out the prints to his the prints of his book that he printed at work, and they look good. The colors look good. The print looks good. He's yet to trim them, so we'll see how that goes. Thank you, Amanda, for posting the link to Dr. Mask Retro Elixir. I'll check that out in a little bit, but I'll pin that up there. What's up, Don? Still drawing away, I hope. But what I do know how to do is I figured this out from the cover. Which is getting the glass how I want it to look. So I'm going to do that because at the moment I think it's in my way. It's in my vision. It's causing me distress. There's so much detail on Rod's pages that it's very it's a lot of work, essentially, is what I'm saying. But we work through it. See, that's red. Oh, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Not that red. That's a bit too red. Let's pare that back a bit. All right, so I made them red. Can I get any redder? I guess that's as red as it's going to get. I'm going to have to, if I want redder, I'm going to have to, I guess I have to, hang on, let me try something. Go all the way to the top. There we go. Now that's red. That's what I'm talking about. Dr. Mars says Christian did a couple of pages and numerous artists, including Peter Gilmore, Elliot Rodriguez, Kevin Conrad, Rob Geronimo, Preston Acevedo. What the hell are you doing over there? Dr. Mask. Is it an anthology? I should probably, you know what? Screw this drawing. I've been coloring all week. I'm going to go over here and check this out. Open that in a new tab. Let's have a look. All right. Screw all this work. I know I said it's a coloring stream, but now my interest has been piqued. I'm spelling that P-I-Q. Okay, stop that. Let's share this. Let's have a look. Take a journey into the world of Edgar Allan Poe. Did you hear that, Phil? Over on Instagram, joined by Studio 762. 67. I'm down. I'm cool. I'm hip. I know all the memes. Besprinkled with scarlet. We have, is that Lenore? Is that a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore? Look, Mo, there's a orangutan. We've got a lady, a buxom, very buxom lady. No doubt of virtue true. Another buxom lady. They're all coming out of the pages here. The lost pages, maybe. It is Ricardo doing the art, so yeah. Might have taken some cues. It's the greatest hit scenes from some of Edgar Allan Poe's stories in black and white and scarlet, with Dr. Mask as your host. There you go. All right, that's got to be Christian Rossi. Beautiful. Quoth the Raven at the Athenaeum. At the Athenaeum. All are welcome, and if you can find it, you may search the vast library for answers. Dr. Mask, your host. That's Dr. Mask there. He's got a little cup of wine. And curator of the library guides you through the twisted mind of Edgar Allan Poe, presenting scenes from some of Poe's greatest stories done by some of today's finest independent illustrators in a 28-page comic book. There you go. Go sign up. I'll sign up. I'm not a Poe aficionado. I'm much more into Shakespeare. But I do like The Raven a lot. So, is that wine or blood? Asks Amanda. And Mo says, yes, it's possible Aero's great-grandfather committed a few murders in the Rue Morgue. There you go. KSS is here. What's up, KSS? Bancroft, let's talk about Predator Badlands. It looks awful. The Predator is a good guy. There are no humans. And it was described as the most fabulous Disney gay film in the Predator universe. I did see that, although Michael Oden responded and said that's just the the journal, the woke journalists trying to drum things up for their cause. So I don't have any plans to see it. All right, let me figure out what I'm doing here, because probably should. My Photoshop is currently non-responsive, but I'll figure it out. Okay, nothing's working. Good. That's exactly how I want it to be. Excellent. Yay. All right, cool. All right, well, let's just sit here and wait for Photoshop to stop shitting the bed. And I'll just chat with you guys. There he is. Phil says this looks sweet. He does love Poe. I do know that Phil does love Poe. I like melancholy as much as the next guy. And I'm not a depressed person at all. But something I love more is beautiful prose and language. But the subject matter of Poe's stuff is very, it is what it is. All right, that's the red glass there. This is dreadful. What is going on? All right, I will save that moment. He says to check this out after the show. Some Poe. Okay. I enjoy the writings of Poe. I also enjoy Dickens and Doyle. I read a fair amount of Dickens when I was a kid. Maybe 3 or 4, which probably doesn't sound like that much, but they were long books. And some of them were a slog. It's very different, that 19th century literature. I'm sure Bancroft would be a bigger fan if more stories were featured on The Simpsons. Exactly. Well, that's how I was introduced to Poe, was The Simpsons, was that Raven episode. The Raven will be in volume 2. There you go. What's up, Eric Weathers? Great to see you. Pay all that money for Photoshop, and that's what you get. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It could be that I've got these 2 rather large files open. But have a look. Okay, yeah, you know what? It's the thing is, it's I don't get upset over many things. In fact, I barely get upset over anything. But the one thing I do get upset over is when technology doesn't work as it's advertised. And it's currently not. I'm going to have to. Okay, all right. No, we're good. We'll figure this out. I've got a window. Okay, finally, it's there. I had a window highlighted. That's the file that I'm in, but it wasn't. None of the layers were for that file. They were for a different file I have opened for reference. Phil says, if you ever need some Poe, I have 2 videos on my channel of read-throughs of Bells and the Black Cat. You want me to listen to you reading Poe? All right. I mean, I'd prefer Christopher Lee, but I'll take Phil Diaz in a pinch. Watch Phil's The Black Cat. It's like a Netflix adaptation of the story of Nugget. All right, I will do that. David, what's up, man? Great to see you here. Marinus. Awesome. Dr. Ma says, I got GIMP. It's free. It's got some issues. I mean, you can do literally anything in Photoshop, but it might be my computer is just, you know, struggling. All right. I want to, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? I think what I want to do is I want to do this. Make the glass red, but not like that red. That's too red. Make it softer. Do it doucement, like that, maybe. Okay, we're getting there. Step by step. Yes. Yeah, it is real. Oh man, it is really struggling. What I want to do is, oh boy. See, already that's actually looking better. Like it's less discombobulating, but it's not what it needs to be. Okay, I gotta go full here so I can see what I'm doing. I'm not going to worry about the other stuff for the moment. I'm just going to worry about the main image. All right, that'll do. Mo says, it's still better than most of his Babe of the Week selections. Well, it peaked at Sydney Sweeney. You know, if I think back, I randomly saw Sydney Sweeney. This was back when no one knew who she was. I guess she was on a TV show. When I say no one, I mean, you know, the whole world. And, you know, Phil was doing Babe of the Week. So I just sent in this chick and I said, oh, check her out. Well, what's her name? Sydney Sweeney. You know, all right. And then she became this massive thing. So I lay claim to that. Jeffrey says, I've been using Photoshop since version 2. It's much better now. Oh, man, it is a very, very powerful program. My goodness. All right. So baseline in. David says, Michael, when do you think Fracture Mind is going to the printers? I can't wait to read it. I'm about to send out an update. It's going to be later than I hoped. Technically, if I wanted to be sending it out December, which is what I originally planned, I would really need to be finishing the colors now. But I'm going to be, like I said, I'm going to be sending out an update that's basically saying that these colors have kicked my ass, beat me down. I've been doing a lot of things that I've never done before, so it's a big learning curve, and that it's going to be at least, I'll be coloring for at least the rest of this month, at least, and probably a little bit into December. But I will be starting to send the other stuff to print this month, like, you know, the ash can, that's done, the t-shirt, the other stuff, other just knickknacks and stuff. So hopefully, assuming that I can figure out these colors, at some point in the very early 2026. But everything will be explained in my update. But thank you for asking. Rod Lupa's art never disappoints. Does it ever? Never. You are correct. And it says, Bancroft realized he created a monster when that picture of Sydney's nips poking out gained no... Exactly. What did I unleash on the world, Mo? Do I regret it? No. It did take over Phil's show for a while. All right. So now that I've done that, begins the painstaking painstaking yes, okay, process of essentially just giving these highlights direction. There we go, like that. There we go. Yeah. Like that. And then I think the next step was, David says, that sounds good. I don't mind waiting for great. Well, I appreciate that, David. And yeah, exactly. The delays are really mostly down to me just trying to make the colors as the best I possibly can be, and having to learn some new things, experiment some new stuff. And I'm not going to settle, essentially, you know. I guess that's the benefit of doing it indie. You know, you're the boss. And I want it to look as amazing. I want it to really make sure that Rod's art, I give that justice, and, you know, the art matches with the story and everything. So I appreciate that. Okay, so sharing a 2009 21-minute long short film directed by Robert Eggers before he made The Witch, The Telltale Heart. All right, I'll save that one as well. Let me open that one in a new tab. All these things I can watch later while I'm working. All right, so once I've done that, I'm in my other file here trying to figure out exactly what I did. Okay. All right. So that's a hard light. Yeah. Let's do that. Get some pink in there. Set that to hard light. Loved The Witch, says Marinus. I didn't see The Witch. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Marinus. I'm glad that made you happy. All right, so now I think the plan is to take this pen here. Do a little extendathon here. And just... yeah, that's what I was doing. And then like do a little bit of... hang on, let me check here. What was I doing? Oh yeah, like cutting into it. Why is that one so much brighter though in that one? Huh. See what I'm saying? Everything is taking longer as I'm figuring things out. It has been a... oh, that's quite cool. I want it to be whiter. I want there to be like red to white. You know, like proper glass would gleam. Although maybe that is enough. Like it should cut in because it's glass. You know, like that, I guess. Something like that. I really like the effect on the other file I have, but it's not quite the same thing. It's not really... is it because of this stuff? It is. All right. Well, what if I just do this then? See what this does. Okay. Turn these on one at a time. That does nothing. That does nothing. It's really just the levels. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's enough for now. I will figure that out later. But for now, I'm just going to hang out with you guys and do some brainless, menial task of putting the direction on these highlights here. Oh, hang on, that's the wrong brush. Jay says, oh, I dig this. Well, thank you. I'm glad. I am struggling here. I tell you what. Like, I was thinking, oh, yeah, you know, the colors will take a month. You know, buckle down, do some coloring. No, not at all. Not in the slightest. I say that like I haven't done anything. I made huge headway with the colors. What is going on? Why is it? Why do I forget how to work when I go live? It's really quite frustrating. But yeah, it is what it is. Colors only take a month with a bucket. Yeah, I just did the bucket. And you know what the dumb thing is? I really like just the bucket colors. I like just flat colors, you know? I really do like it. But, you know, you start one way and it's like just the complexity creeps in. There's a little bit of Shakespeare for you. Creeps in this petty pace from day to day until the last syllable of coloring. It's infuriating. But I'm here now. Huge headway, says Mobigs. Feature creep. It's it, isn't it? I'm like, oh yeah, you know, a bit of rim lighting, a bit of this, a bit of, oh, I'm going to add in an extra glow thing because it gives this cool effect. Yeah. And then, you know, this simple coloring technique that I developed so that I could finish pages quickly, it's completely out the window. Add into it that, you know, when I draw, I've got my colors in mind as I go. So, you know, the drawing is, that process is, it's part of the coloring process because I sort of know where I'm headed. But when you're working with another artist, obviously that's not the case. You've got to tackle every page as it comes. And every page is a new friggin' challenge. So, I mean, I can't express how much respect I have for working colorists. We were checking out that chick yesterday. You know, these people, they make the comic book world go round. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do it. 100%. And what I tend to do when I'm experimenting is I just throw everything at it. And then I'm like, all right, that's too much. And then I start peeling it back. And that technique has usually worked pretty well because then I'm like, okay, I find the point where, okay, I've done too much. and I just start, dimming those things down or lessening them or whatever, or even getting rid of them, and then I find that equilibrium. That's a good base, but I found that I can't get there to that end point until I've gone too far and step back. What's up, Patrick? Completely Matt says if Bancroft phones us in, he won't be getting any more prestigious coloring work like the likes of Replicator 3 again. Speaking of something completely out of what I'm discussing here is this is the week that we're all meeting up in Melbourne, a bunch of us. Hockey has organized it. It's good to, you can talk about these things, but you do need someone to actually organize it, and Hockey did that very well. So it's going to be himself, me, Rob, the Bartons, I believe, Ray Haylock, and maybe D. Remember D? We haven't seen D around here in a while, but it'll be great to catch up, see what he's been up to. He's in my state now. He used to live up in New South Wales, I think. Can't quite remember. But he was a fellow Aussie. Is a fellow Aussie. If you're new in the chat, you might not even know D. He was a regular. So that should be cool. It's always very interesting and unusual to meet people that you only have ever seen through the screen. Meet them in the flesh. Get the cut of their jib. Size them up a little bit. See, what I'm doing here was the result, again, of experimentation. And I think it looks pretty good. It gives that good glass effect, especially when I add in when I figure that out. It should look pretty neat. Camel says, I can't wait for that. They kicked me out of Aussie CG. Well, actually, I think Hockey is the only Australian in this scene that Liam has actually met up with. That was a while ago. Hockey was traveling the country, seeing the sights, tasting delights, and I guess he went out and spent a day with Liam. That was a long time ago. None of these should be. Well, maybe they should. Now that I think about it. Bancroft is a fan of experimentation, says Mo. He became a fan of it in... Oh, that's KSS, sorry. He became a fan of it in college. If you're never experimenting, you never might stumble across some technique that you should be employing, So K-pop. I've been discovering a lot of cool comics that I'm just completely unaware of over on K-pop's channel. There was a cool one. Was it yesterday that you had those guys on? And now I say, oh, it was super cool. I can't even remember the name of it. But yeah, it looked pretty neato. Everyone, make sure if you want to discover some comics that might be outside of your field of view, go sub to K-pop. Iodine says he started on your new med today and now he can't focus. Sounds very frustrating. I hope it passes quickly. But great to have you. Either way. Now, the idea is the further I go down, the further I get away. See, the more it goes from red to blue. So I'm guessing at these bottom ones where it's full blue, then it's going to have a different... instead of reflecting red, it's going to be reflecting, I guess, the like ambience of the blue. So it should be gradually diminishing, the redness as it goes down. That's what I should be doing anyway. Thank you, Amanda. Oh, she dreams she's Clifford. Yeah, kind of. It's sort of like a Alice in Wonderland moment. There's even actual, like, these are actual, I guess, homage little panels. Like that. I actually sent Rod that, that when Alice gets bigger and she's like this, they're actually directly homaging, that. So, yeah. But I guess Clifford also works because it is very red. But I've always been dropping through the Looking Glass references in this book the whole time. See you, David. Great to have you pop in. Hope you're well. Typical Bladen Bancroft ignoring me on his other platforms. I apologize, Courtney. Look, yeah, so you have to look over here. That's why. I am on Instagram. She says that looks sweet. Thank you very much. It's getting there. It's getting there. It's been, you know what I've been, because in case you don't know how I work, I find I can get a lot more done when I work like sort of like a factory, production line. Just do all, like, I open up a whole bunch of pages and I'm like, okay, I'm just doing these blue highlights or whatever. And that works great when you know exactly what you're going to do. But on pages where you're like, no, I want to try something different, that doesn't really work that well. And so I said to myself, oh, I want to finish this red page so I can kind of figure out how it's supposed to look. And I'm like, day 3 on the same page and just spinning wheels. And it's rather frustrating, but we're getting there. I feel like once this part is going to be done, it's going to be, to quote the dude, it's going to tie the whole thing together. Creators Outlet is here. Oh, dude, I've got some codes for you. I don't have a full month, but I've got weekly ones, so you can do them because at O Creators Outlet, is it a month or a week? I think it's a month. Yeah, I owe him some codes for Global Comics. How do I send them to you? Actually, Twitter. I got them the other day. So I'll shoot them over. Courtney loves the red. Yeah, I've wanted the red. I ever since I saw John Wick, I think it was, I don't know, the third or fourth one where it was red highlights over like blue shadows and stuff. I was like, I got to do that. That just looks so cool. And this is like the perfect kind of moment for it. I'm not spoiling it in the story, but the sky turns red essentially, and it's, you know, symbolic and everything. But getting the red to work and not be just pink and like it works here in the sky, but I've been struggling with the highlights. But we'll get there. We will get there. But thank you. Yeah, I think it's really gonna, when I get it to work, not if, when I get it to work, it's gonna really look great. It was a year. Oh my god. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to get in touch with because I don't have a year's worth. I'm gonna have to get in touch with Christopher then. I am planning on doing a lot more of these what are they called? You know, like videos on, you know, comics and stuff. So he was very generous with his codes last time. I hope he will be the same. They've gotten pretty big. You know, they got bloody Marvel over there. Although I don't really have any interest in reading the Marvel stuff. Although I do need to spread my wings out a little bit and not just read Ghost Machine. Actually, probably the next thing I want to go back to is the what is it? 7 to Eternity. Finish that off. I only did the very start of it, and I was like, this is freaking awesome, but I never finished it. Just got too busy. Do please smash that like button. We'll be here for a little bit longer before my workday begins. All right, now these ones I have to reset as red. They're in panel. Actually, it should probably just be red. Yeah. Maybe not. just mostly red. Found like a little bit of gradient goes a long, long way. I hear birds, Bancroft. Pets are wild. All wild. We don't need any pet birds. There are more than enough wild birds and bats to go around. We have a veritable wildlife sanctuary out there at all times. When Mel's brother stayed with us for the first time, it's actually a different house. It doesn't really matter. Anywhere in Australia, you'll get the same thing. The first night he woke up, his eyes were red. He was just looked angry. And Mel was like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "Fucking birds." And you know, you don't even hear them. I don't even hear them anymore because they're just there all the time. So, but he did. And they all have very different songs than you know, what you would expect in France. So, you know, it's not like you can't tune them out because your brain isn't used to them yet. And especially a magpie. Like a magpie, it doesn't sting, it warbles, which I love. I mean, I love hearing magpies in the morning. It's a very distinctive Australian sound. It's like it sounds like a it sounds like the old dial-up. But yeah, if you're not used to it, and it's, you know, it's non-stop from about 5 a.m. in the morning. It's kind of like a unwanted wake-up call. I love pies in the morning, says Mark. Courtney is terrified of birds. Blame Alfred Hitchcock. Well, the magpies attack. That's another thing as well. They actually will go after you. I think Mel got attacked for the first time ever. Just the other day. Victoria got swooped out riding her bike not too long ago. Mockingbirds will drive you nuts. They'll work through their entire repertoire on repeat. That's it. Do you guys remember that magpie video I used to play? It's hilarious. Where I think you should find that. That's so funny. Maybe this is what happened. Or is it video file? I surely just have it saved somewhere under magpie. This is so good. This is this is how I envision Mel if she ever rode a bike running the gauntlet.
See the eyes? And it's quite a fierce magpie.
So if you didn't catch that, she's painted eyes on the back of her helmet. Because the wives' tale is if you're looking at the magpies, they won't swoop, but they're essentially crows. You know, they're very, very clever birds. They know the difference between your face and a couple of badly drawn eyes on the back of a helmet.
Behind the Merbeen P10 school. From all reports, it's not very nice. So,
Something salty.
Hopefully the eyes are going to work. I do have the helmet on, so it shouldn't hurt too much.
lesson for you all as you're riding through a magpie's territory. In the middle of spring, she's got little babies up in her nest. She's not going to countenance any interloper coming in, as KSS says, insulting their intelligence. Does not appreciate being mocked by the helmet. You think I'm that dumb? They're basically bird geniuses. It's like a crow. Stop the bike and hit it. Yeah, I mean, their beaks are pretty big. It's got to be like that big. You know, how big is that? Like 2 inches? They're big birds. A magpie is about, like, the body of a magpie, a big adult is about that big. So, yeah. The goggles, they do nothing. It really is. It was the best laugh of the day so far. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. Most welcome. Yeah, that's a good one. I play that every now and then. Okay, Mel got sued by a miner. Yeah, they're the invasive. They're not local. They're freaky smart. So people don't put, we used to put googly eyes on, it didn't do anything. But what people do now is they put like plastic ties, they kind of stick out in a thing, and it does seem to dissuade them from attacking. Blue Jays are the Rob Arnolds of the yeah, they're big. They're a lot bigger than the American magpies. Let's see if I can get an image. Well, there you go. I mean, it sort of gives you the scale. Like, they walk around, they're very they stay in families quite a long time, and then they hang out in packs. But you know, they'll have 3 babies, and then those babies will hang out in the backyard non-stop, wanting to be fed, even when they get quite large. Yeah, wicked smart. That's like, this is for scale. There you go. Oh, that doesn't look that big, but like once you get up close to them, they're quite. There you go. There's a guy. Well, see, look, it's attacking them even with the things on it. That image. The Australian mag. Look at him, beautiful bird. Can I play the magpie? What is it? Warble. The magpie song. I'll have to switch things. Is it going to click?
Fire up your
Enough ads. Let me I'll put it, I've got to put it in Chrome so you can actually hear it. It is a very, I don't know, it's a very Australian sound. All right. Share screen. I wouldn't call this singing, but it's doing something. This is what you hear if you come to my house. You know what I'm saying? It sounds a bit like the dial-up, especially when they really get into it. Anyway, there you go. Instagram is disconnected. I can only stream for an hour over there. Those bastards. All right. I'll see you later, Instagram. The singing, Oggy, Oggy, Oggy. Maybe. Everything in Australia wants to kill your face. Not everything, but a lot of things. That was actually a funny... I should find that as well. Where was that? There was a funny Instagram reel of that. I've completely stopped drawing at this point. But I've got to go to work soon anyway, so it's fine. Actually, let me just save my progress. So I don't... Is that on Twitter or is that on Instagram? Bookmarks. Let me look. I found a longer version of the Gandalf and Frodo, by the way. That was cool. No, bookmarks. I mean, bookmarks. Is it here? Is it here? I think it was on Instagram. How do I save things on Instagram? I'm sure I saved it because I wanted to show it to Rob. But then I was like, I don't know if I can do our show anymore. I gotta get to work. What is it? Profile saved. Ah, there he is. Okay, this is it. This is funny. Hang on. Why isn't it? They never do audio on as an automatic. It's annoying.
Putting the final touches on Earth, where did you want to put 9 out of the 10 deadliest snakes?
Australia.
Okay. The killer sea snail.
Australia.
Very good. The world's deadliest spider.
Put that in a shoe.
In a shoe.
Yeah, in a shoe in Australia.
And that adorable little octopus.
Is it deadly?
Extremely.
Australia.
Okay. Anything else in the water?
Yeah, actually. Surround the top half with crocodiles and poisonous jellyfish, and then the bottom half with great white sharks.
And the landscape?
Mostly desert. And stupidly hot. And fires on the coasts. And floods. You know I love a flood.
Yeah. What if someone finds this place?
We'll put it on the other side of the world. No one's going to find it. And if they do, who's going to make it past the crocodiles?
Yeah, you're probably right.
I mean, look at him. There's a monster crocodile. What the f***?
God, I'm just putting the
I love that clip at the end. That was a massive freaking croc. Holy shit. That was a big boy. Ah, rest in peace, Steve. There'll never be another one like you. Is this Rob? Yeah, it could be. All right. Oh, look at this, a monster. I'm gonna stick my thumb up his ass. Yeah, that's exactly it. All right, I think I've got to go to work, so I'm gonna love you and leave you. I got something done. Where was it? What was my work? At least I got something done. Still need to do some work, but I'm beginning to see it now. I think these shards are going to look pretty cool when I figure that out. And yeah, good stuff. All right, everybody. Oh, you're married. Oh, well, I can't be shoving. Oh, no, don't love me. I'll love you and leave you. Right, I see what you're saying. Helmo Biggs, how the chat. Thank you, Cranberry Lane. Just sent $2.50. $2.50. Thank you very much. I will actually. Anyone else streaming? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Please do like the stream. Remind YouTube that, you know, I have people who enjoy seeing my streams when they do get notifications. It's not all about shorts. I can't see anyone, so I'm just going to end it there. I do hope you have a wonderful day. Salutations and good tidings. Thank you very much, Salty. Such a man of eloquence and stature. I will see you all tomorrow. All right, bye.
Perth made an Australian video, and I wasn't even in it.
Emotional damage.